million in claims, over $500 million just to North American policyholders. That doesn't count any other part of the world. That comes out to about $2.4 million paid in North America every business day. So again, by the end of today, we're going to pay over $2 million to our North American policyholders. Now, when we look at, again, I told you we were a leader in supplemental insurance. We have 8.4 million policies in force just in North America, $6.6 billion of life insurance in force. Some of our ratings, now as an insurance company, you're only as strong as your rating. Where we look at our rating is AM Best, which is the leading independent insurance agency rating, insurer rating. It is the world's oldest and most highly regarded. And AM Best gives us an A+ superior rating each and every year. Now, before they give that rating, they look at several factors. Some of the big ones are financial stability. Obviously, if you want your insurance with a company who's not going out of business anytime soon, who's stable, and again, that's exactly what we are. They look at reliability. Most importantly, as a client, is do we pay out claims? Do we pay them out in a timely fashion? Do we take care of you? They look at several different factors, and every year they give us an A+ superior rating. So we're really proud of that. And one more thing I want to recognize and mention is that we are on the Ward's 50 list for 8 consecutive years. I wouldn't expect you to understand Ward's 50 right now, but let me explain it to you. Ward's 50 every year takes approximately 700 insurance companies just like combined, and then they award and recognize the top 50. So this is the best of the best, and we have now placed it 8 consecutive years. So when you're working with us, you do know you're working with the leader in its field. So now if everybody could just open up, stay on the same page, but just open up to the page that has a picture of a family at the top and some products. I'm going to just kind of walk through a few of our top products that we offer, but I just want to give you an idea of what we do overall. So as you see, here are some of the categories that we protect. We do life insurance. We do have whole life. We also do have some term life as well, permanent and temporary. We do disability insurance, cancer protection, accident and sickness, and critical care insurance. I'm going to come back and talk about all of these, and we'll talk about a few of them in more detail today, and then in our one-on-one consultations, we'll be able to talk about the rest. But let's keep it simple. Let's make this easy. As you can see, it's on all of our brochures. Let's make this easy. That's the combined way. We protect families or individuals in 3 different ways. We have several products, but they're all going to fall under one of 3 different categories. Number 1, we protect people's paychecks or their income, and I'm going to come back to that. Number 2, we help families continue their lifestyles in the event of an untimely death. And number 3, we help people with out-of-pocket medical expenses. Let me talk real quick about each one. First one, paycheck protection. Right now, by a show of hands, how many people could get hurt, sick, not come to work for the next 3 to 6 months and continue to get paid while they're sitting at home or sitting in the hospital? Just raise your hand. Okay. Obviously, if you raised your hand, then you're protected. Great job. Congratulations. For everybody else who didn't raise their hand, I want you to ask yourself, don't answer, but ask yourself, if you lost your paycheck today for an extended period of time, would that be a problem for you and your family? Could you survive without your income? Would you have to make lifestyle changes? So just start asking yourself that, because most people protect their cars, their homes, their assets, but they don't protect their paycheck, which is generally our number 1 asset. Without our paycheck, we probably don't have a car for long, probably don't have a home for long, and we certainly aren't putting food on the table or paying the bills. So that's one of the biggest things we do. Again, I mentioned life insurance, helping people continue their lifestyles if they pass away unexpected or untimely. Everybody needs some type of life insurance, whether it's just enough to cover the funeral or burial, which is basics. Everybody should cover the funeral or burial. The last thing you want to do is pass away and your family has to come up with $10,000 to $15,000 to bury you. By a show of hands, has anybody here ever known anybody who's passed away and didn't have life insurance? Exactly. And in that situation, you probably saw them trying to fundraise, GoFundMe, pass around a hat in church. It's really a complicated situation. The last thing you want to do when dealing with the death of a loved one is try to figure out how to come up with money to bury them. So that's a big one. But many people want to do much more than burial. They want to leave behind college tuitions for their kids. They want to leave behind income for their spouse, maybe a paid-off home. So again, these are some of the things we talk about one-on-one. And again, the third area, out-of-pocket medical expenses. The number 1 cause of bankruptcy in the United States is medical bills. So by a show of hands, who here has major medical? Okay, great. If you don't have major medical, you need to come talk with us afterwards. Even if you do have major medical, you need to come talk with us afterwards, because every major medical plan is going to have a pretty substantial deductible. Just to give you an idea, the average deductible is right around $5,000, and that's for an individual, not a family plan. What that means, if you don't understand, is beyond just going to the doctor. If you have to just go get a checkup, you're going to have to pay a copay or whatever. That's not going to be a problem. But beyond just regular doctor visit, you have to pay the entire cost of your deductible until major medical pays you $1 single. Again, if you're average, you have a $5,000 deductible. That means the first $5,000 in medical bills is 100% your cost. As you can imagine, $5,000 is pretty easy to spend on medical costs. But it doesn't just stop there. After that, you have to go and pay your coinsurance. Most people have an 80-20 split or a 70-30 split. What that means is the insurance company, after you pay your deductible, is only going to pay 70 or 80% of the bill, and you have to pay 20 to 30% of the bill. Again, as you can imagine, that could be tens of thousands of dollars out of your own pocket, which is why it's the number one cause of bankruptcy. So these are all the areas that we help protect families. Again, this is some of the stuff we will go into more detail one-on-one. I wanted to quickly explain 3 of our top products. I'm not going to go into full detail for sake of time, but in our one-on-one appointments or consultations, or today if you're going to come talk to us, we'll go through more detail on this. But I am going to move fast for sake of time. These are 3 of our top selling products. Now again, we can talk about all the rest of the products as well, but just for today I'm going to mention these 3. I mentioned income protection. Our top product in that category is our Sick Pay Plus. This product is a disability product, but it's also like a hybrid between sick time. So again, I asked the question, who can miss work and continue to get paid? If you're in the boat, or if you're in the group where, by the way, 80% of Americans are in, where if you don't go to work, you don't get paid, then this is the perfect product for you. This is to protect your paycheck and make sure while you're off of work recovering, your bills are still taken care of, so you can focus on getting back to work and getting healthy versus how to pay the bills. How this works is it pays a benefit of anywhere from $800 to $2,000, if everybody could follow along on this sheet, per month. That's tax-free for up to 6 full months. Okay, so again, the minimum we pay is $800, the maximum pays $2,000. That's tax-free, so you're not paying income taxes off of that. Here's the big part of this plan. It pays day one pay. So the very first day that you miss work and can't go to work, you're going to get paid. When you look at other disability policies, our competitors, they're going to all have an elimination period. Without throwing a lot of insurance terminology at you, what that means, that's the amount of days you have to miss work before you start getting paid. Average plan is about 30 days. So again, who here can go 30 days without income and be perfectly okay? Yeah, either can I, right? So average plan, if you have a normal disability plan, you're guaranteed to go 30 days without pay most of the time, if not longer. On this plan, you pay day one, so you never miss a day of work, up to 6 full months. The other reason why this plan is so unique is that it covers minor illnesses and injuries. So every other plan you're going to see on the market, you have to be totally disabled. You have to be completely out of work. You can't just get sick, get pneumonia, get the flu, get asthma, sprain an ankle, do something like that and collect on it because you're not disabled. On this plan, you can collect for anything minor to major with very, very basic exclusions, and it's just a phenomenal plan. This is our number one selling product in the state of Georgia. And if you can kind of look at the bottom, you can see how it pays out. We pay up to 2 months every single year for your minor stuff. Again, that's the stuff that normal disability companies don't pay you $1 for. We're going to give you 2 months throughout the year for that. Sprain an ankle, have a toothache. I mean, literally, as long as you're off of work, we're going to pay you. And you can use it however you need to. 3 days here, one week here, a few days here, however you need to. If you get into a little more serious conditions, they might require hospitalization, inter outpatient surgery, C-sections, fractures, then you get 4 months each time that happens. Not per year, each occurrence, so you can have multiple occurrences in the same year. And then a little more serious, you're getting into heart attacks, cancers, strokes, paralysis, hip fractures, and more, then you're going to get up to 6 months per occurrence. Now, these are not limited to these are just some examples. So based on what happens to you, you get 2 months, 4 months, or 6 months of coverage starting on the very first day. So again, this is something I will talk about in more detail in a one-on-one consultation. The next product I just want to walk through very quickly is our accident and sickness protector. This is the company's overall number one product that we offer. You get a lot of bang for your buck. You see all these different benefits on here, and it's very, very reasonable premiums. In fact, this product starts at $2 a week. All right, so $2 a week. So just an incredible opportunity to get some benefits for your family without killing yourselves out of pocket. And how this one works is I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to talk fast, again, for sake of time, but if everybody could follow along. How this product works is it pays all of our benefits, by the way, pay cash directly to our customers, and they're tax-free. So what I mean by that is we're not sending it to the doctors and hospitals. We're not sending it to bill collectors. This money is going to you, and it's not taxable by the U.S. government. So when we start at the top, if you're admitted into a hospital, we're going to give you $800 immediately upon admission. If you're admitted, you're going to spend at least 1 day there. So you're going to get $200 each and every day you are in the hospital, even for the rest of your life. You could be in the hospital for 10, 20 years and you'll get $200 each and every day. But remember, you get the $800 as well. So the first night you spend in the hospital, you get the $800 and the $200. So you're going to get $1,000 the first night, and then $200 every single day after that. Like I said, you could be there for decades. We don't care. You're getting paid each and every day, as I said, tax-free. If you go in the intensive care, we're going to double it. That's going to raise it to $400 a day. But that's limited to 30 days. However, if you're there longer than 30 days, you still get the base $200 a day. So you're getting $400 the first 30 days, $200 every day after that. $100 if you take a ground ambulance, $500 for an air ambulance. Appliances like crutches, walkers, wheelchairs, back braces, those are $100. Concussions are $100. Every time you walk in the emergency room, it's $100. For follow-up visits, you can get another $100 for those. A fracture is $1,000. A minor fracture is $250. The only things that are minor are fingers, toes, nose, thumbs, and teeth. Everything else is major at $1,000. Outpatient surgery is $1,000 if it's major, $250 if it's minor. $25 a visit for physical therapy, up to 10 visits per accident. Blood and blood plasma is $150. Family lodging, these are things that your major medical won't pay $1 for if you even have major medical. And they're not going to pay put your family in a hotel. We will. $100 a day up to 30 days. We also give you $50 just for going to get a health screening. Right? Just go get checked out, make sure you're healthy, and we're going to pay you to do so. $50 every single year you can get that benefit. So no matter what, whether you get hurt, sick, or not, you still guaranteed $50 a year as long as you go for that health screening. Transportation, if you have to travel out of town, again, something your major medical won't give you a single dollar for, we'll give you $300 a trip, up to 3 trips. When we look at recovery following hospital confinement, most people don't check out of the hospital and go right to work. They usually have a little time where they're recovering. If that happens and you're disabled when you leave the hospital, you get $100 a day at home while you're recovering, up to the same amount of days you're in the hospital. So if you're in the hospital a month, you can get a month at home. 2 weeks in the hospital, 2 weeks at home. So you get $200 every day you're in, and you can get another $100 for every day you're out. And then $100,000 if you pass away from a common carrier. Those are things like planes, trains, buses, cruise ships, and ferries. $25,000 if you pass away any other way, or if you lose multiple limbs or sight in both eyes. And $10,000 if you lose one limb or sight in one eye. This plan you can put on yourself, you can put kids on it, you can put the entire family on. And like I said, it starts at $2 a week. And again, one-on-one, we'll discuss the specific price for you. And the last thing I'm going to make a mention of is our life insurance. This is the third category. We talked about paycheck protection. We talked about help with the out-of-pocket medical bills. This is the money you can leave behind for your family. Again, you can buy this for yourself, for your kids, for your spouse. Doesn't matter. But we do whole life protection, which means it's permanent, never goes up in price, never expires. Builds cash value, paid up insurance values. If you don't understand what those are, that's fine. We'll explain it one-on-one to you. You can get a whole life policy, and again, it'll never expire. You can also attach a term policy to it, which will expire eventually, either after 20 years or when you hit age 65, and we'll discuss it in more detail one-on-one. And you can even also get the accidental death benefit rider, which will pay out double the benefit if you die from an accident instead of natural causes. So again, these are some of the things we'll talk about one-on-one, but the bottom line here is I don't care if you're a single person, if you have a family, I don't care if you're retired. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're doing right now. Everybody needs some type of life insurance. If you have young kids, if you have a spouse, if you need to replace income, you're going to need more than some others. But those are some of the things we will talk about one-on-one. Again, these are some of the things, some of our top products, but on the right side of the pamphlet that I gave you guys is some of our other products. We'd love to discuss all of them with you. We actually, our number one thing that we like to do with clients is sit down and do a needs assessment and ask you a series of questions to see where we can help you, if we can help you, and we determine that together. So again, this is some of the things we can do together. So before I end, I want to thank everybody for allowing me this time today. I want to thank the owner for allowing me to come in. Just finish on some highlights. Combined Insurance, again, 96-year, A+ rated company. All of our benefits are not taxed, so they are tax-free benefits. Most of our coverage doesn't expire. Even the stuff that does expire expires like at 60 or 75 years old, 72 years old down the road. But the majority of our stuff never expires, and all of our prices are locked in. So when you get our insurance, your price is never going to go up, no matter how many times you use it. It's not like your car insurance. No matter how old you get, no matter how bad your health gets, you buy it from us today, you're locked in that rate for the rest of your life or until the policy terminates much further down in life. We are going to hang out today, as I said, so if you have any interest in this, please come talk to us right now. We can speak to you about the products today. We can actually sign you up today. We can set an appointment if that's better for you to come see you, if you want your spouse involved at home. But certainly come talk to us. We want to make sure we have everybody's information. We'll follow up with you, but we do have a little time right now today. So if you have any interest, come on over. We'll meet with you right now, see what we can do to help you out. Thanks again, everybody, for your time, and have a great day.